I have another firesteel video today, but I'm going to try to make it a little bit different than my last one. I have here the Uberleben Kraftig Ferrocerium rod. So this one is obviously quite a bit different than the zoomed in that I reviewed last time. Same ferrocerium blend, throws really great sparks just like the other one, but this one is massive. This is 8 inches long, 1/2 inch diameter. Instead of a paracord lanyard, this one has shot cord. It's pretty cool. When I did the zoomed in review, I talked a little bit about the striker, but I missed a couple things. I mentioned how there is the 5cm ruler on one side, there is the scraper to process tinder, it has the little hex head, but that also doubles as a bottle opener, and the other side is a map scale, which I know reading maps has kind of gone by the wayside nowadays, but I think is a really cool thing, especially if you actually know how to use it and want to be able to read a map when you're kind of out in the middle of nowhere doing what bushcrafters say they're supposed to do. Like I said, this is not going to be another full review. We already know that I really like these ferrocerium rods. I think they're made extremely well. They throw amazing sparks, whatever blend it is that they use. So this video, I'm going to do something that I've always kind of been curious about and try to test how long a ferrocerium rod will actually last. How many strikes you can get out of it. So I just did a 100 strike experiment using this Uberleben Kraftig ferrocerium rod. So I'll jump to those clips really quick and then we'll come back and talk just a little bit more. Sorry for the strong audio switch here, but I don't know if you can see it from here. My focus isn't very good, but I have a line drawn on the exact center, measured it all out on the edge of this. So that is to make sure that my measurement stays the same. And grab out my caliper, making sure I'm zeroed. I'm right at 12.82 millimeters. All right, so now I'm going to do my 100 strikes and measure it again with the caliper at that exact same point to make sure that I don't go to the wrong side of my ferrocerium rod, and we'll go from there. Making sure I have that line centered, I'm going to do my 100 strikes along that line, trying to keep that right in the middle as I go. All right, here goes. And that's 100. A pretty good job keeping that line centered. So now I'll get my caliper and make another measurement. Once again, zeroed out caliper. Getting right along those two lines. I'm now at 12.52 millimeters. That is exactly 0.3 millimeters with 100 strikes. Obviously, every time you use a ferrocerium rod or any other technique like this, it's not going to be the same. Every person uses them differently, every strike is going to be different, whatever you are using to strike the sparks is going to be different. So this whole experiment was just kind of a rough estimate to see what you could get out of a ferrocerium rod. Keeping that in mind, I did a little bit of math, and if I say that I need 10 strikes on a firesteel to start a fire with a relatively good tinder bundle, that would come out to me being able to get over 400 fires started with just the little length I used in that test. That is not even counting all the rest of this massive firesteel. So that would bring me well over 800, if not 1,000 fires I'd be able to start with this one ferrocerium rod. So being realistic for a second, this thing is pretty heavy. It is definitely a lot heavier than its zoomed in counterpart. So that is something to take into consideration if you're going on long trips, big hikes, something like that, and you're wanting to take this with you. But the amount of use that you'll be able to get out of this Kraftig is just unbelievable. How long it's going to last, especially considering the kind of sparks that you get off of the Uberleben firesteels. I just love this thing. And letting go of all of the practical, realistic talk, this thing is just fun. I think it's one of Uberleben's mottos about their ferrocerium rods. They say, not just sparks, but molten showers. This thing holds true to that. This is not a sponsored video or anything like that. They were kind enough to send this to me, but there was no talk of doing a review of any kind of video or anything. Just like with the other videos, if you watched this video and actually liked it, maybe consider leaving a like or a comment, subscribing, all that normal YouTube stuff. Thanks for watching if you did, and have a great one.